Breaking news tops the news at 6 tonight. The Memphis Grizzlies have suspended guard Ja Morant for, they say, conduct detrimental to the team.
What went wrong to you today?
Go ask the coaching staff.
Do you feel like, there was anything you could do differently, I guess?
You ask them. According to them, probably don't play me, honestly. That's what basically the message was after,
So the Memphis Grizzlies just dropped a bomb. They suspended their own player for being a distraction. Remember when Jimmy Butler pulled something similar with the Heat? Jimmy Go started talking wild to the media, so the team benched him. And how'd that end up? Right. He was on another squad just over a month later. Well, looks like history's repeating itself because now it's Ja Morant in the hot seat. The Grizzlies took an L against the Lakers, and man, the pictures tell the story loud and clear. Ja looked totally disconnected, barely trying, putting up just 8 points, and you could see him sulking right there on the floor. So Coach Thomas Olo didn't hold back.
I ain't come here for this. Man. You better have some pride. Yeah. You better not let them get a. Better not.
He called Ja out in front of the entire locker room, saying he straight up quit on his teammates. He went after Ja's leadership and his effort in front of everybody. And how did Ja respond? Not great at all. He stormed out, walked right up to the mic, and you could feel the tension through the screen. That's when the Grizzlies decided they'd had enough and suspended him for conduct detrimental to the team.
Ja Morant is going to make me off myself. Watch the tape. This is in the middle of a timeout in the fourth quarter of a 5-point game, and your $40 million leader is pouting and standing there by himself. He now walks away from the timeout and is now sitting down during a timeout in the fourth quarter by himself. I'm going to lose it.
Now, the word from Shams is that other teams are watching this closely, waiting to see how it all unfolds. But the real question is, what's got Ja this mad? And if this really blows up, what could a trade even look like? Basketball is finally back. And the best way to see if my hometown Rockets need a point guard trade is to check it out live in person. Ever since Ja was hyped up as the next face of the league, things have gone downhill fast. He's been hit with suspensions, fines, and off-court trouble, including that massive 33-game ban in 2023 for firearm incidents. What started as superstardom has turned into pure drama. So first there was that fine for Ja's in-game gun gestures, and now this mess. Some people keep saying, oh, chill out, it's not that serious, but come on, it might not sound huge.
That to me is a very bad sign, and it's something that it has to change.
Yes.
The Memphis Grizzlies will only go as far as Ja Morant takes them.
But it's definitely not what you'd call mature. And when you're the face of a franchise, talent isn't enough. You need maturity too. That's what separates winners like Tim Duncan and Steph Curry from everyone else. Sure, teams will overlook a little drama if you're dropping 30 a night, but when the antics start piling up, that's when patience runs out. Just a year ago, Ja was back-to-back All-Star in 2022 and 2023. Now it feels like he's fallen off hard. But why is that happening? According to Shams, Ja's frustrated with the new coach over rotations and play calling.
What went wrong to you today?
Go ask the coaching staff.
Do you feel like, there was anything you could do differently, I guess?
You ask them. They had a whole spiel in here, so.
From the outside, it did, and the outside may be wrong, but from the outside, it didn't look like you had your usual energy tonight.
Go ask the coaching staff why.
Okay. You feel like you should play more?
Go ask the coaching staff. Should I play more or not?
What could have been done different, get a different outcome, other than asking the coaching staff?
According to them, probably don't play me, honestly. That's what basically the message was after, so it's cool.
The coaching staff message was it?
It's cool, bro.
The same stuff that caused tension last year with a different coach. The Grizzlies tried to switch things up, installing a new offense, but it basically flopped. No consistent pick and roll, no real flow, just a bunch of isolation plays and confusion on the court. Check this out. They actually led the NBA in drives, but that didn't make Ja happy. Reports from The Athletic say some nights Ja looked ready to dominate, and other nights it seemed like he didn't even want to suit up because he couldn't stand the offense. Before long, that tension boiled over. And boom, the coach got fired. That was Taylor Jenkins, the winningest coach in Grizzlies history, gone just like that. Then came the new guy.
The Memphis Grizzlies have suspended guard Ja Morant for 1 game for, they say, conduct detrimental to the team. The move comes after Friday's loss to the Lakers, where Morant appeared visibly frustrated with the coaching staff following a tough night there on the court.
Thomas Olo, a European coach with a totally different approach. Things have improved a little, sure, but not enough to calm the storm. Ja's getting more touches, up to 76 per game, compared to 68 last season. and he's finally running more pick and roll plays again. But here's the thing, he's still nowhere near his all-star level. Back then, Ja averaged around 12 to 13 pick and roll touches per game, and now he's far below that. Something's clearly off, and everyone's watching to see if Ja can ever get that spark back. His pick and roll touches have dropped to just 8.5 per game, way down from his all-star peak. So yeah, the coach is letting Ja be Ja, but not nearly as much as he wants. The numbers prove it.
Sources tell me that the Grizzlies simply felt that Taylor Jenkins had progressively lost the locker room. Their play had plateaued and declined.
Things aren't that different from last season, and Ja's sitting there thinking, don't you want me to shine? Don't you want me to play my game and bring back that all-star magic? And sure, that confidence could help the team, but only to a point. Here's the real question. Do you really want your entire offense built around Ja like he's Luka Doncic or Giannis? Or should the Grizzlies start playing more balanced basketball like the Thunder or Celtics, where everybody eats? Because the truth is harsh. Ja's electric, but he's also undersized, shaky on defense, and still struggling with his jumper.
Ja.
I mean, it's tough for me. Like you said, I had Coach Taylor since, I got here. Everything, I've done in a Grizzlies jersey, pretty much been under him. So that's always tough. It's my first time really experiencing, a coach leaving since I've really been hooping. So the timing is just, tough.
And let's be real. In 2025, dependability is everything. Between suspensions and injuries, Ja's missed almost 1/3 of all potential games since joining Memphis. Every third night, he's not even on the floor. How can you build a franchise around that? Heck no. That's why this new coach and the front office are slowly starting to move on from the idea that everything has to revolve around him.
Describe speed kills.
Well, I think the first thing that comes to mind is obviously, being very fast, pace of play, but it's more than that. It's also the decision-making, quick decision-making in different situations, and generally if you can be the faster party, it's going to be very difficult for the other team to keep up with you.
They're building a system that works with or without Ja, and he's clearly not feeling it. If the offense isn't centered on him like before, he just won't fully buy in, no matter how big his max contract is or what his title says. Now the Grizzlies have a major choice on their hands. Do they hold out hope that Ja finally adjusts, or do they make the wild move and trade him? Sounds crazy, right? But don't forget, this is the same team that traded Desmond Bane last season. Their best shooter at just 27 years old and still kept it moving.
I feel like that's a question for Coach.
Okay.
I don't know his plan. All I know is speed kills, that stuff.
Nothing's off the table in Memphis right now. The Magic pulled off a shocker. They absolutely blew the Grizzlies away with their offer. They sent over Cole Anthony, KCP, and control of 5 first-round picks. That's a monster package. But now everyone's asking, what's Ja Morant actually worth at this point, and who out there would even dare to trade for him? Honestly, people might be stunned at how low his trade value could be right now. Think about it. He's a small guard who still can't consistently shoot or defend.
Aldama into the paint. Wells for 3. Bingo! And a foul on Booker.
And he's dragging around a bunch of off-court drama. Add in these new diva moments and that max contract sitting deep in the second tax apron. Yeah, that's a nightmare for most front offices. So the Grizzlies are stuck between two ugly options: sell low on Ja or ride it out and hope he bounces back. Trading him now feels like getting pennies on the dollar, and no GM wants to be the one who gave up a star for nothing. So who's bold enough or desperate enough to take that gamble?
Gives it up. Coward finished with the left.
What a double pump there from Coward. Inside, knew the defense was coming.
Sure, the usual point guard hungry teams come to mind: the Houston Rockets, Dallas Mavericks, maybe even the Milwaukee Bucks. But you gotta look at the desperate ones, the teams willing to risk it all for a shot at reviving Ja's all-star spark. Two franchises jump out right away: the Phoenix Suns and the Rockets. Imagine this. The Suns grabbed Ja in exchange for Jalen Green and control of 2 first-round picks. That's definitely selling low on Ja, but that 2032 pick swap could end up being pure gold.
That dance, Gator, having a good time.
Jalen makes way less money than Ja, he's a sharper shooter, and he's still got youth on his side. Still, let's be honest, Grizzlies fans would not love that trade. Trading away their franchise face for potential and picks would sting big time, no matter how much sense it makes on paper. The other desperate squad that jumps into the mix, the Sacramento Kings. They'd snag Ja in exchange for Malik Monk, Dennis Schroeder, and control of 3 first-round picks. And don't sleep on those picks. Aside from the one from San Antonio, they could end up being really valuable.
Go ask him.
You feel like you should play more?
Go ask the coach. Should I play more right now? According to them, probably don't play me, honestly. That's what basically the message was.
Monk would bring back some of the shooting the Grizzlies lost when they let Desmond Bane go, while Schroeder gives them another steady ball handler to help fill Ja's shoes. But why would the Kings take this kind of swing? Easy. How else are they supposed to land all-star level talent in Sacramento? They're not exactly a top free agent destination, and they've made it clear they're not looking to rebuild anytime soon. So if they want a star, they've got to take risks. And Ja, drama, and all is the kind of gamble that could completely change their ceiling. Now, there are a few other teams that could make sense too. The Toronto Raptors, who've been sinking fast and need something fresh. The Timberwolves, who are desperate for a replacement for Mike Conley. And even the Trailblazers, who keep saying they want to compete, but are still stuck fighting for play-in scraps. Each of those squads could talk themselves into taking a chance on Ja if they think he can find his old fire again.
Caldwell Pope for three. Contains Caldwell Pope, and there's an Eric Spoelstra timeout.
But what about the idea of blowing it all up? Some people are saying if Memphis trades Ja, they might as well start from scratch. But that's actually missing the point. The beauty of where Memphis stands right now, and part of why Ja's struggling to accept it, is that they're no longer Ja dependent. He's been so unreliable that the front office quietly shifted focus away from him. They've already got another all-star in Jaren Jackson Jr., the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. They've built serious depth with homegrown guys like Jalen Wells and Scottie Pippen Jr., plus they've got a lottery pick coming from the Bane trade. And don't forget about that new rookie, Cedric Coward, a 3-and-D beast who's already looking like a steal. Memphis might be young, but this front office is building one of the sharpest, most forward-thinking rosters in the league.
Yeah, for sure. We all might need inhalers.
Why you say that? What are y'all doing to lead you?
You know what you need an inhaler for?
Yeah.
I tell you everything you need to know then. What we doing out there?
So here's where things get real. The Grizzlies are at a crossroads. Do they double down on Ja and pray he figures it out, or do they finally pull the plug and move on completely? The front office knows they can't keep riding the roller coaster forever. One week he's lighting up highlight reels. The next he's missing games or stirring headlines for all the wrong reasons. The patience is running thin, and everyone around the league can feel it. Insiders are whispering that teams are already sniffing around, trying to see if Memphis is ready to talk trades behind closed doors. One exec supposedly said, if Ja's really available, every GM's phone will light up. But here's the twist. Not everyone wants to deal with that baggage, even if the talent is undeniable. A few contenders are scared off by his track record, while rebuilding teams worry he could throw off their young cores. Meanwhile, Ja's camp isn't staying quiet either. Word is, he's frustrated with how his image has been handled. He feels like the organization didn't stand by him when the backlash hit hardest. Some close to him say he still wants to win in Memphis, but only if he's treated like the guy again. That tension between pride and reality is tearing at the team's chemistry from the inside. And don't forget, the fans are split too. Half of Memphis still rides hard for Ja, saying he just needs time to mature and get back to business. The other half, they're tired of the drama and want a fresh start built around Jackson Jr. and the younger crew. The energy around this team is wild right now. Like any move could spark an explosion.
Morant in the lane, floater, yes, with 7.3, and the Grizzlies lead it by 1. Phoenix does not have a timeout.
If the front office does decide to move Ja, it won't just be a trade. It'll be a full shift in the Grizzlies' identity. The kid who once looked like the future face of the league might end up being the face of a new beginning, just not in Memphis. If Ja really gets traded, the ripple effect across the league would be massive. We're talking headlines everywhere, fan bases going crazy, and every sports show arguing for weeks straight. But more than that, it would send a message. A superstar getting shipped out this young, this early, into a max deal, that's not just rare, it's historic. It would show that even raw talent and highlight reel plays can't save you if the off-court drama outweighs the wins. The Grizzlies front office knows this isn't just a basketball decision. It's a statement about culture. Memphis has worked for years to build an identity around toughness, accountability, and unity. Letting Ja go would be painful, but it might also be the final step in proving that no player is bigger than the system. Some people close to the team are saying this move could reset the locker room, get everyone locked in again instead of walking on eggshells around a star's moods. Still, there's no denying what Ja brings when he's locked in. His speed, his bounce, that electricity that makes every dunk feel like an event. You can't just replace that overnight. That's what makes this situation so intense. The Grizzlies could lose their flashiest weapon, but maybe they'd finally gain some peace and consistency. And if Ja lands somewhere new, oh, you know the league's gonna watch every move he makes, every shot, every interview, every press conference.
Concha with another knockaway. 2-on-1. Small. Yes, and the foul on R.J. Dennis. Quickly, they move ball and body. Here's a 2-on-1. Steal by Conchar. Lobs it up, and Coward throws it down.
People will be waiting to see if this is the redemption arc or another meltdown. Imagine him going to a big market team and catching fire again. That'd flip the whole story. Either way, this is a turning point for both Ja and the Grizzlies. It's not just about stats anymore. It's about legacy. Will Ja Morant bounce back and prove everyone wrong, or will Memphis become the latest team to say goodbye to a superstar who couldn't quite handle the spotlight? If Memphis does pull the trigger and trade Ja, the aftermath's gonna be straight up wild. Picture the city.
Landale for three, yes!
Fans torn between heartbreak and relief, jerseys getting boxed up, and social media blowing up non-stop. Ja's name would dominate every headline, every sports podcast, every debate table. People won't just be talking about where he's going, they'll be talking about why it all fell apart in the first place. Behind the scenes, insiders say the front office already has scenarios mapped out. Everything from a quiet rebuild to a full reload around Jaren Jackson Jr. and their young core. And don't forget those draft picks from the Bane deal and the potential Ja trade. Memphis could stack assets and turn around fast if they play this smart. Imagine a lineup full of hungry young dogs ready to prove they can win without their former star. That's the kind of underdog story the city loves. As for Ja, this could be the make or break chapter of his career. No more excuses, no more distractions, just straight basketball and reputation on the line. Wherever he ends up, the spotlight will burn brighter than ever. Can he prove he's matured? Can he stay focused and rebuild trust with teammates, coaches, and fans? If he does, his comeback could be legendary. But if not, he risks becoming one of those what could have been stories that haunt highlight reels for years. The league's watching closely too. Other young stars are taking notes. Seeing how Memphis handles this could change how teams deal with player accountability moving forward. If Ja turns things around, it could inspire others to lock in and grow up fast. If not, teams might think twice before betting everything on a flashy talent without the discipline to back it up. So yeah, no matter what happens next, this saga's far from over. Whether Ja finds redemption or fades out, the story of his rise and fall is already rewriting how the NBA treats its future stars. The bottom line, this new innovative coaching staff isn't trapped by Ja anymore, and that's a huge problem for him. If he keeps pulling moves like this, he's about to realize something harsh. He's not that kind of untouchable superstar anymore. This isn't 2022, and the league's moved on fast. Ja's gonna have to either evolve or get left behind, plain and simple. But he's not the only young guard walking a thin line right now. LaMelo Ball might be next in trouble. He's been catching heavy hate these last few seasons, but there's still a shot for redemption. If LaMelo can fix just one small flaw in his game, he could flip the entire narrative and shut down every critic out there. And hey, if you enjoyed breaking all this down, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Drop your thoughts below on whether you think Ja or LaMelo bounces back first, and I'll catch you in the next video.